Well, howdy there. It's Dungeonation with a haircut. And I'm going to try to do a developer commentary for my latest game without editing it. So I'm doing it all from the recording software I'm using, nothing else. And hopefully I'll cover everything I want to cover. Just improv, off the cuff, no editing. It'll be magical. So I made a new game recently called Randy Learns Science. It was made for the Newgrounds Flash Forward Game Jam, which I helped start. It was a game jam to showcase the Adobe Flash emulation power of Ruffle, which is being developed by Mike from I believe he works at the Behemoth, Alien Hominid, Castle Crashers, and stuff. But I was like, we should do a game jam where everyone makes Flash games and they play in the browser again and your mobile phone browser, and it works. And so the creative excitement around that pretty much you could not. It's like you couldn't not. It was just such a good opportunity. So anyway, this is the title screen. I promise we won't stay here for too much longer. So there's some Easter eggs because my brother, while testing, was opening, like trying to click on all these things on the title screen because I wanted it to look realistic and be like, whoa, I'm using a computer, an old computer. But then my brother William was like, can I click this? Can I click that? So you can click everything else. And you can drag it. It's like a Windows come pooper. How special is that? And there's a file in here which you can click on, which just opens up a Wikipedia page on the Wendigo, which is what the monster in this horror game is based off of. Ooh. So we can close this. Start menu for some opening credits. A game by Dungeonation for the Newgrounds Flash Forward Game Jam. Hope you enjoy. I should have worn my Newgrounds shirt. I'm not wearing it, but I own a Newgrounds shirt, and this is just some random tape recording image. Tape recording image? It's like a cassette tape on my shirt. Anyway, you can close this start menu too. Seriously, dude, stop clicking around the title screen and get going. That's because I didn't have any ideas for what would happen if you tried to click anywhere around here. So you can click OK, double click, let's load in, finally. Haha, because old Macromedia Director games used that. 1993 to 2021. Hey, it's me! Type in my name, you say? I think I'll be okay, Randy. I don't need a grown-up. So first things first off the bat. The game, when you open it, runs at like half the resolution of the game's screen. Like it's in a tinier box, which I thought was funny because if you grew up on these old kind of games, which a lot of people have, they would not scale up. If they were made for smaller monitors, like half of the size of the monitor maybe, they would be in a little black border and they would not scale up to the whole screen. You would just have to deal with a black border. So I use this to my advantage for a spoop later on. I should probably say spoilers, obviously. If you're watching any video of this game on YouTube, there's going to be spoilers. So Randy here, like when I'm not drawing him 2D, this is a 3D model of him, of course bit crushed, all pixely, that I modeled in Animator, which is what the Baldi's Basics models are made with, believe it or not. So if you get Baldi's vibes from this, yeah, that's why. So there's a keyboard button here only because you can play this game on a mobile phone, and right now Ruffle doesn't allow for typing with a keyboard on your mobile device. If you click this text box, so you can just be like, poop. A lot of typing poop on this during testing, and that clears it. So you can still play the game. And then there's an adjust color button.
If not everything looks right, go ahead and mess with your computer monitor knobs until the rainbow looks perfect. And my hat looks green.
Well, well. And there were some old games that did this because video cards, sound cards were all kind of weird, and maybe you didn't know if it would support yours or not. So if you didn't have the right video card, or your settings on your monitor for color were different, then the game's colors would be all wrong. So old games would sometimes do this, where they just have a menu to be like, here's colors, mess with your computer monitor knobs until it looks like the right colors. Because some people, that was an option back then with monitors, is that you'd have that setting. Like, you can, like with my monitor here, you can push the button on it and like change saturation and contrast. Like, those are still technically like settings for the monitor, but like literally you could just completely botch the colors up. So games sometimes would want to make, or programs would want to make sure that your colors were correct when you played. And I just thought to reference that. That's the only purpose of that button.
I'm ready to mess. Go ahead and type in.
Don't judge me.
All right, let's go get down
Whenever I test my games or play through them, I always just do that.
to the science lab.
Just poop or fart.
Learn how to become a science master.
It's the first thing that comes to mind. Just poop or fart.
Get started.
Some awesome tunes. So you click on here. So a lot of from the point for after you type in the name up to the science quiz here, which is what I'm hovering over, was inspired by a dream I had. Believe it or not. Actually, I had several dreams during development, and this was one of them where you click on the science table. There's this kind of menu, and the one minigame that I first made and that I initially, I'm gonna turn up the game volume. There. Hopefully that doesn't make me too quiet, or it's too loud and then you can't hear me. I'll look over this recording after before I post it. Anyway, what am I talking about? This is a developer commentary. Was the science quiz. That was the first thing that I dreamt up, and you click it.
It's time for a science quiz.
He says that. And then there's this kind of jingle and like animation, and that's exactly how I dreamt
I'm
it.
gonna ask you 10 science questions. Try to see
It
how
is
many you can get right.
precisely how it appeared in my dream.
Kingdom, phylum, class, and
What comes next? So, yeah, I actually had a lot of dreams about this game during development, like while I was working on it. I knew I wanted to make a game in this kind of style for a while now. I just didn't know what would finally prompt me to do so. And it was the Game Jam, of course, but I'm not sure. I just thought it would be fun to have like a faux old computer environment and make a creepy edutainment game like this. So anyway, the first question is Kingdom, Phylum, Class, and Order. Yay! Which I'm not sure how accurate that is, like, now. My brother told me that is, like, not accurate. Might not be. I haven't looked up how accurate, if that's still kind of being used for biology or not. But my reasoning is, it's an old game from the 90s. Of course it would be correct then. Anyway, I was just thinking of random things to put. I didn't realize your sister, creating a big mess would be debatable. Like, you could paint a dirty picture in your mind with that thought in your head. Wasn't thinking about that when I wrote that answer, like as a joke answer. I was just thinking of random things. Also, this used to say, oh, I forget, was it soda and candy? And it was like, oh wait, that is a messy combination, because Mentos and Diet Coke, was it? Makes that huge like fizz. Baking soda and vinegar does the same thing though, and that's the correct answer. Yay! So I'm gonna try to do the game on Newgrounds has a medal where if you don't make a single mistake in any minigame, and then like don't lose health in the final challenge, you get an achievement for like 100%ing the game. So I'm gonna try to do that. I've done it before, We know how H2O works. So I'm going to try to do that as we go along. See if I can make that happen again. Oh, we're getting spooky already. He's talking about dying in the vacuum of space. 837, if you're used to lore in horror games, nope, just surrealism. I just picked a random number. Yay. So the other graphics for this game, besides the 3D models and like for Randy here, everything else was drawn in paint.net or bit crushed, like dithered in paint.net. So the game uses a lot of royalty free or like public domain images because I was lazy and it looked cool and creepy. So you, and for like this I obviously drew, but after I finished like a graphic that wasn't like 3D model again, I would put it into paint.net, save it as a bitmap, and then like set it to like 4-bit color and just dither the heck out of it, and it looks beautiful. And yes, it is great. So sorry, I'm talking over your science, Randy. You're teaching me science. Iron melting is very scientific. Not a glitch, intentional, undefined, spoopy. Yay. I almost want to show the incorrect screen. Oh yeah. I don't know if protons actually make sound or not. They might, but I don't think anybody cares about what protons are talking about, if they make an audible noise or not. That's why I added, they don't make sound, which is incorrect, because I wanted to not get too surreal, and people be like, what are you talking about? Also, that sound effect of the proton making sound is from a sorting algorithm, because they make weird sounds, baby. Potassium. Surrealism, purely random. No idea if potassium makes that sound. We're back to basics here. It's the theory of relativity. Alright, let's finish up this minigame, because I've been talking for a while in it. Just blabbing along.
What is this a picture of?
This is actually a picture of meat that I just distorted and bit crushed and blah blah blah. It looks creepy, but it actually is meat. So if you thought it was something gross like a deer carcass, don't worry. Creepy pause. The little extra pause before the creepy dialogue here. You're like, what's happening? And as anyone will want to point out to you, this translates to, this looks scary if you don't know Arabic. Which is sad, because Arabic isn't scary. It pretty beautiful scribbles, if you ask me. What isn't copper? You ever heard of copper trolleys? You can make trolleys out of copper, so that is copper. Copper has a density of 8.96 G/cm. I don't know what this stands for, sorry, I'm dumb. I know science, but I don't know smarts. A copper ladle is obviously copper, so bowling ball. Yay! Yeah, a little dance.
That was fun. You got a score.
I got a 10 out of 10 score, dude. You notice that? So yes, it's like Mega Man. To finish them in any order you want to before beating the game, and then they're all corrupted and you can't click them anymore. So that was a science quiz, the first minigame that I thought up of from a dream. Beautiful. So then I was like, oh god, I have to come up with more minigames. So the next minigame, actually literally chronologically from top to bottom, left to right, is the order in which I actually developed them. So we're gonna go to the paintbrush next, which was actually a suggestion from my brother, because I was like, oh man, I don't have any ideas for the next minigame. And he's like, why don't you make like a coloring book, but it's the periodic table? It was something like that, but I interpreted it as this. Paint with a periodic table.
It's time to paint,
Which, oh, okay, so the text here isn't, is a little, you can't really, it's not legible here because I'm recording this from like a small window of the game. like from the Flash file. So, of course, this looks terrible. But you got a grid. It randomly picks, not randomly, because there are actual hidden pixel images here. But you take a periodic table element, and it's somewhere on this periodic table. You pick a color. These don't do anything. It's just these three colors. You find where the element is, and you fill it in. So the first thing is that there's the Undertale heart. You know the Undertale logo? That's the heart that's used in it. You turn that upside down, and it's the Bandersnatch symbol. You know, for branching paths. Also, I love how the music came out for this game that I did. I know a lot of people share that opinion that the music came out awesome, which makes me happy. This song in particular sounds like frickin' Stranger Things, I think. Anyway, yay. We did the first one. Alright, and then this one just has a red X because random symbols, Emmy, right? And then it's got like... Yes, there is some educational value to this minigame, maybe. But, most people just do this. Either have it memorized after playing enough, or just click randomly, which is valid. You are valid if you clicked randomly throughout this minigame to beat it. Because I understand. Oh, this is the one where it's like, oh, it's a weird continuing, like, looping pattern of stripes. Because why not? I like the sounds I made with my mouth in this game. That's what I listed it as in the credits, was my mouth. Okay, that's embarrassing. It's yellow. I kept clicking and I'm like, why isn't it doing anything? Because that one's yellow. That is a reference to Total Distortion. In fact, this game uses 3 sound effects from Total Distortion. And in my headcanon, this game was developed for like the Windows computer in like Macromedia Director. So that's why the frame rate looks, everything moves around like that, a small window and everything. And for a fake error message you'll see later on, all based on Macromedia Director. But Total Distortion, a game I adore for some reason. You know, you are dead. So yeah, made in Macromedia Director, and also, this game uses 3 sound effects from it, and that distortion thing there, before this level, that sound effect is from it. And literally, it does the same thing. Like, there's a scene in Total Distortion, look it up. Maybe just look up a Let's Play and try to find it near the end of the game. But like Roxanne, the show ticket woman, you feed her a sandwich and she'll be like, thanks, and her face will distort and then go back to normal immediately, just like that. So that's more of a Total Distortion reference than just a sound effect. Oh yeah, the blast pattern is, I don't know what to call this. It looks like a ketchup on top of a omelet, and then the omelet is coated in lettuce. I just came up with that right now. That's not what it is. I don't know what it is, but if you want to say it's that, then it is that. This periodic table image, by the way, that I got like from the public domain, it's in Russian, so even if it was scaled up so you could read it, it probably wouldn't help you, because you don't speak Russian. Or maybe you do, I don't know. So the next minigame I made is... Ew, gross sound effect. Is the Anatomy Minigame, which is a skeleton, Randy skeleton. So the Anatomy Minigame, I just realized, how am I going to do this? Okay, I'm probably going to have to censor this for YouTube. This is like the most mature thing I've put in one of my games ever. I mostly try to stay family friendly, but I was like, I also don't like talking down and to like my audience and just being like, you know, oh, I gotta stay family friendly for the monetization or whatever, or for think of the children. So I'm just gonna hide the video capture during the part I have to censor? This is the anatomy lesson.
I seem to have gone to pieces.
This was originally, during testing, very hard. The hitboxes for dragging these things were much smaller. The time limit was far less. I don't know why I kept it dragging it out of the window, but I did. Anyway, so I obviously ran out of time. I'll do it the next go over because I'm talking. But, what was I gonna say? Try again! Yeah, everyone during testing was complaining, like, this is way too hard. And, like, one person beat it. They were like, you have to make this much easier. So there was some nerfing involved with this one. This one I feel like is the easiest the shortest minigame comparatively to all the others. But whatever, it's funny. Give him the... Yay! So this is the part I have to censor. Unfortunately. Is he a boy mouse or a girl mouse? So, exactly what you think is happening, and it's giving me the choice. If you play the game for yourself, you'll know what I'm talking about. You drag either one of them, and a fake error message comes up. So you're probably wondering, is Randy a boy or a girl? He's a they, I don't know. Is Randy a boy or a girl? They're a hermaphrodite, which means they have both dangly bits down there. Anyway, you drag either or, and you get a fake error message based off of Macromedia Director, script error, frame not defined, and just a big fat ignore button. This is based off of, you know, that Bijou Mike video of the early Button Pals build that I sent him? It crashed on him twice, and that's just still so embarrassing. And that was, like, scarier than the actual game, was that crash that wasn't intentional. So now there's a fake crash, so you can be spooked by it that way. Yay! We beat another minigame down. Let's play something else. So the last minigame in this batch of 4 is the pipe. That looks like a Mario Brothers pipe, and that was kind of the inspiration. It was like bricks and Mario Brothers pipes. Anyway, it's a sorting minigame. This one was kind of like a crapshoot, like a last minute, like, I need a 4th minigame. Just make it a sorting one. And I was out of ideas for science-y kind of things to sort. I was like, we can be surreal here. So, the Big Dipper, technically. That's more astronomy. Yay. So these are just random surreal things. Like, sorting numbers. Also random number, 437, has no bearing on the lore or anything. And I just realized my 100% like completion thing. I made an incorrect answer in the Anatomy minigame, but whatever. Haha, Friday Night Funkin', the game that I was placed next to on the front page of Newgrounds. Like, directly adjacent to. Oh no, my mouse cursor got all corrupted and spooky. Please, I know, I'm learning piano. There we go. I didn't want to get that wrong. I know piano. I know how to play the piano. H2O! We're back to H2O! Because that's what science-y kids learn. Kids interested in science, they get those science kits. It's like, let's make an experiment with water. Do you know what the chemical formula for water is? Oh, we got a repeat, baby, because it's random. So that's that minigame down. I like it visually and style, like conceptually, but it's definitely the stupidest minigame out of the 4.
Congratulations and welcome to the final challenge.
Ready for spooky? He leaves the game window for a second.
You're dying to find out what the challenge is, so push this button.
I just realized that not only was the dinging sound effect, the ding ding ding, also a total distortion sound, but this background is a total distortion reference, because there is a I don't know if I'm editing this or not, or if I'm gonna keep this just as it is, but because I want to pull up the picture of it. But in total distortion, there is a curtain in the backdrop of like the results screen after a finished game. And like if you die or something or get like such a low score on everything or you die, the curtain just says like "ha ha loser" printed all over it. That's a reference to that. Anyway, we're gonna get extra spooky. We're gonna boundary break here with the fun button. It's an episode of Boundary Break, baby. And now we get spooky. Kind of. I mean, I guess if you were like 8, this would be scary. But anyway, Randy is a supernatural being in this program. Now we get to the final minigame. This final minigame was actually done last minute, like a day before the deadline of the jam. Even though I like this minigame because it's tense and stuff, my original plan for this final minigame was for it to be a 3D maze. Like a 3D maze that you look around in like this kind of perspective. This background is reused from the 3D maze idea. And so you'd like look around and like not get caught by Randy. So yeah, this background was a byproduct of that. I wish I could have done like a longer, less rushed minigame. Although it keeps kind of with the pacing of the other minigames, which is cool. I wonder which ending I'm gonna get. It does keep pace with the other minigames, so whatever. But yeah, I would have rather done the 3D minigame idea. I was having some programming issues in Flash with doing it. I probably would have figured them out if I had more time. So, you know, no 3D maze, sorry. By the way, this final challenge music in the background, the main melody is the Morse code for fart. Bet you didn't know that. Trying to think what else I can say. Yay! Good ending. We got the good ending. So you'll have to go and play for yourself or watch someone else's YouTube video on the game for the bad ending. So we're about to get. Oh no! Oh, Homestuck inspired because I read Homestuck. Lava Dump. And then we come to tying the loose ends. Randigo's design, the eyeball in the nose thing. After I had designed Randigo, I was like, oh wait, I gave him like bone nostrils for the skull and then his big mouse nose. So I'm like, he has 2 noses, so the big one has to be an eyeball. I don't know, that was my line of reasoning. Anyway, so this guy got half of his flesh stolen because Randigo needs sustenance, endless sustenance. He's a mysterious mythical creature. I don't know what else to say about the lore of the game. That's what I came up with. And the character, I think I named him Elijah. He teaches computer class in school. So we got the good ending. I don't think I'm going to show the bad ending in this video because this video is a half an hour long. But yeah. I'm trying to think. I don't want to miss anything in this commentary. Inspired by my dreams. So that good ending cinematic. The concept of half of him being turned into a skeleton and you saw him try to walk on his skeleton foot, and it was hard to put pressure on that skeleton bone foot. That was inspired by a dream during development. That was like one of the 2 development dreams, believe it or not. Which is not normal. People don't normally have those kind of dreams, but I did. So who knows? My line of reasoning was that I was thinking about the game jam and Randy as during development at night, while I was sleeping. So I'm hoping they were Randy inspired dreams, and so I kind of just wrote the game's lore and designed it around my dreams. That's my hope, and that I'm not crazy. I don't think I'm crazy. So I don't think I missed anything. Oh yeah! I got one more thing to show you. There was some unused content. I talked about the 3D maze idea. Randigo had some other voice lines that were not able to be used. I would have liked to use them, but I didn't because there was no use for them anymore. So we're going to just leave this here, static for some reason, and you're going to listen. Let's see. Let me pull up the game audio. Yeah. All right. So I have the voice lines right here. Let's listen. Let's see what this one is.
I hunger.
Okay. First, Sinistar reference. I hunger. Yep, a lot of these are going to be Sinistar references because the scream, this scream, was a Sinistar reference. I'm so happy how that scream came out.
Beware, I live.
Yep, another Sinistar reference.
Run, run, run.
Run, run, run. Also Sinistar. Although the run I sampled for the sound effect that Randigo makes in the final game. Let's see what else.
Come closer.
Come closer. Spooky. What else?
The last thing I want is for this to be painful for either of us.
Okay, kind of creepy.
I get the feeling that all of a sudden you don't like it here anymore. Curious.
Yeah, I wouldn't like it here either. And then the last line I have here on file is the one that is used in the good ending when you beat him. So, yeah, that's the whole game. I'm gonna get rid of this. So, I just showed my whole webcam. Plot twist, there was more to the webcam this whole time. Anyway, that was my developer commentary. Bye. I hope you enjoyed. Go play the game. It's free. My desk is so messy. You can see the Unis Honest U2s that my brother got behind me. But enough about me. That was the game. Hopefully you play it and you like it. This video is a half an hour now, so I'm going to stop it. So, bye.